Crazy Time is a legendary game that leaves so many hopes unfulfilled. Have you ever experienced a situation where a segment you were chasing suddenly pays out right after you stop betting on it? Or maybe you have noticed that after a lucrative bonus round, only 1 and 2 land on the wheel. All that leads to the question of whether Crazy Time is fair. By the way, I play just on Staycom. Staycom is the best crypto casino. Use my promo code WTF on registration and get a 5% lifetime raceback. Raceback is a privilege that allows you to earn extra money in passive mode for every bet you place. Go to the settings, then offers and enter my promo WTF. By the way, you can join my Telegram channel where I often do giveaways with just one simple rule: have an account on Staycom. By my referral link. Does the Crazy Time wheel have a motor, magnets or brakes? If you ask a host in the Crazy Time, that's how the wheel spins. Whether it is influenced by physical forces only or has some attenuation mechanisms. They will definitely say that the rotation is natural. And if you start talking about a motor, magnets or brakes, they may even lock you out of the chat. Players have long suspect evolution of using undocumented mechanism to control the Crazy Time wheel. Of course, players tend to blame the provider on the crypto live casino when the results does not fit their expectations. Hence, let's turn our sights to the video of abnormal situations at Crazy Time and analyze what really happens there. Usually the Crazy Time wheel makes 3-4 full rotations before coming to a stop. However, it lasts twice since the game's inception. The wheel did not stop after that and continued to spin for much longer than a minute, which clearly indicated a flaw in its mechanism.
Are you... My heart just... I was afraid... You know what is the biggest scare of the host? It's not gonna like, it's just gonna keep like... So, once again we apologize about inconvenience. Refund, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to scream in the chat refund, because I'm pretty sure that it's gonna, like, let's be real, like, we all saw what we saw. The flapper just kinda decided to leave the game straight away. So I want to believe that, yeah, for sure it's not gonna be counting as actual round, right?
Evolution's advocates claim that in all this case the flapper god was not, and without its resistance, the wheel can rotate for a really long time. But first, this is what Evolution would say, but the company rarely comments on issues in its games. In another instance, we see again that the wheel rotation longer than usual. This time the problem is not as pronounced, and the game goes on for a few more runs until finally a technical risk to fix the wheel. Seemingly, the functioning of the Crazy Time wheel is not regimented in any way, and the provider at its own discretion decides when to consider the round results valid or not. Possible manipulations in Crazy Time bonus games. The Crazy Time wheel is just one part of the game. Ultimately, players try to win a bonus game, because it is where they have a chance to multiply the bet hundreds or even thousands of times. Let's examine How the Crazy Time bonus games can be manipulated. Possible manipulations in Top Slot. Top Slot is a bonus feature triggered at the beginning of each round that may assign an additional multiplayer to any segment. The feature is implemented using computer graphics and a screen without mechanical elements. Therefore, if we assume that the wheel is controlled by the provider and they know the result in advance, it won't be hard for them to draw the desired results in Top Slot. Possible manipulations in coin flip. There is a viral video where the top part of the coin launch device in the coin flip bonus round flies off, so you can see the wires inside. Indeed, the wheel is not the only failing piece of equipment in Crazy Time. However, this is not the most interesting thing here, as one can hardly expect to see anything other than that inside. But look at the tricks, the coin performance, which cannot be explained by anything except the presence of a magnet. And this is not an isolated incident either. Possible manipulations in pachinko. Many players prefer not to lose money on coin flip and bet a pachinko instead, which seemingly offers a good risk-reward ratio. Technically, pachinko is implemented as a screen with one piece transformed overway. The pack bounces off the pins inside the overway and eventually reaches one of the pockets at the bottom of the screen. At least this is what players should think, but it's not that simple. It turns out the pack and pachinko can easily roll out into their studio right through the overway. And again, this is not an isolated case. Furthermore, the pack can stop right on the top of a pin, defying the laws of physics. Curiously, in all such cases, the lights on the pack goes off. Magnets in pachinko, blowers, directed vibration, nobody knows, but the examples above clearly demonstrate that there are some aspects of this bonus game the provider does not want to reveal. Possible manipulations in Cash Hunt. In Cash Hunt, you need to find an item with the highest multiplier. Initially, all the multipliers are disabled on the screen, but then they are hidden and shuffled. The Cash Hunt bonus game is played on a large screen using computer graphics. Obviously, the provider knows about the selections of each player. What algorithm decides who gets what after the multipliers are shuffled remains a mystery. Notably, with a large number of players online, it takes much longer to review the multipliers, which might mean the game is doing mass operation in the background. Cash Hunt is the only bonus game in Crazy Time when you have a chance to win the maximum multiplier of 25,000x. It occasionally appears on the screen before players are offered to make a choice. However, since the inception of Crazy Time in 2020, it has never been available among prizes that players can really win. Possible manipulations in Crazy Time World. The Crazy Time World bonus game is awarded when the wheel stops on the Crazy Time segment and is played using computer graphics, like Cash Hunt. You need to choose one of the flippers that award multipliers based on the segments of the virtual wheel they point to. If the flipper match a double or triple segment, all winnings will be increased and the wheel will be launched again, only for this flipper. Eventually, segments on the wheel in Crazy Time World are distributed according to some algorithm that determines the winnings amount and the number of double and triples. The provider is aware of the selections of each player, like in Cash Hunt. Sometimes even hosts remind about that by saying something like this: 80% of the players selected the blue flipper. If winnings are somehow linked to picks and many players believe they are, your job in the Crazy Time War bonus rounds should be to guess the less popular flipper. Verdict: does evolution manipulate Crazy Time? Based on what we have learned so far, let's try to figure out where the evolution manipulation results at Crazy Time, and most importantly, whether this game is worth playing. Can I win big at Crazy Time? Yes, it is certainly possible to win big at Crazy Time. Every day the game presents multiplayer opponents to increase the bet hundreds or thousands of times, even if these lucrative payouts go to a few lucky players who make the right choice at a cash hunt bonus game. Does evolution manipulate credit time? With all our desire, we cannot give a firm negative answer to this question. As we have shown in this article, for how the existence of credit time, there were too many shady situations, and some of them repeat again and again. The consolation suggests itself. Each stage of the game is controlled, or at least can be controlled by the provider. To remind, this is a game with a multi-million-dollar turnover, where even a small change in the return percentage can make a big difference in the provider's profit. We also can see why Evolutions avoids comments if every time in their games is truly fair. Such comments are much needed gives the amount of attention their problem attracts. Take for example, this case with the popular streamer Exposed, when the game was simply turned off after 7 big wins. Why? Is it worth playing Crazy Time? Despite all the things above, Crazy Time remains a popular game show and one of the most entertaining games ever created for online casinos. Thousands and thousands of players keep placing bets on the Crazy Time wheel daily. Some of them may be lucky, but most lose. If you previously enjoyed Crazy Time, you may be reluctant to give up your favorite game, even with all the doubts. But you should not be under the illusions that everything happens at the Crazy Time is completely random, and you should not attempt to beat the casino. Remember guys, win. Withdraw money and spend earning for something good. Goodbye guys.